the coffee house before Ross gets there after they've broken up and they're going on the ski trip.
Oh my goodness. You're so right.
Thank you.
In true apartment fashion.
Yeah.
We cut in to the middle of a friend's conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out.
Okay, we are good to go, guys.
Can you give me the count in? It makes me feel better.
All right, we're ready in 3, 2.
And he doesn't say the one because he's a fucking professional.
Right.
So good.
It'd be better if I was like behind the camera, but we're not there yet.
It's not necessary in this day and age. You don't even have to be in the state. You can still. It's a cool thing about it, you know?
Hey, babe.
Hey.
Hey.
What's scrapping?
It's a brand new day.
It's a brand new day. Oh.
Man,
That's true.
I feel like this week has been relaxing.
You had a relaxed week?
Yeah.
What? Sound the alarm. Kyle, do we have an alarm ready of some kind?
I don't think we have an alarm. We have... No,
that doesn't work.
That's not quite what we
All right, we're going to try it again. Are you ready? Hold on. We're going to set it up. No. That doesn't work either. Okay. This is a triumphant moment.
Okay,
so we need sound the alarm. This is a good thing. Okay. You ready?
Right.
Say it again. It's been what, babe?
It's been a relaxing week. Thank you.
Pretty solid. A little closer. Don't be afraid. There it is.
Yeah. It's been so weird.
What do you mean? Like as far as school has been easy? That's usually what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm nearing the end of the term. And so it's been a busy week or busy time in school world. My internship's coming to a close very soon. And yeah, it just feels like this 1 week has been pretty relaxed and not super demanding. But I was telling you that I wish the momentum just kept going and I just like remained busy.
Right.
Because now it feels like not a reset, but the momentum, it's hard to like get back into
We talked
the
about
rhythm.
it, and I think the comparison I gave you is when you're working on set and you're going to have like a 15-hour day, and then at like 13 and a half hours, they're like, all right, we're going to take a half-hour break. And you're like, what? We're almost done.
Yeah.
Like, let's just fucking finish. Can we cut a half hour earlier?
Right.
Why are we doing this? Like, unless you need the time to get something done, the idea that you would give us that long of a break when we're almost finished is like, there's a right and a wrong time for breaks.
Yes.
And it's not like this thing that happened to you was like deliberate, the way that it all added up. But it sucks when you're like, you can see the finish line and everyone's like, all right, slow down to your slowest pace real quick.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
And then you just feel thrown off.
Yeah.
Because you're like, because I've been having like assignments and projects left and right. And this past week has just been pretty chill. Like, it's not like I didn't have anything and I still had to go.
It was
to
like
class.
a regular school.
Yeah.
You just had like class.
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I want to get to our guests pretty soon. We have finally our first guest. Our first guest that we were going to have as our first guest is now with us. We have had other cancellations too over the last few weeks. Which is another reason why less episodes have come out for anyone who's curious. There's been like some gaps and stuff. It was that we had a scheduling issue with the guest, and then it ended up being a situation where we weren't able to shoot the episodes on our own, like just to do one just like this.
Yeah.
So it kind of got pushed back, but we're so excited. I think there's going to be, you could probably look down at your YouTube and see how long this is. So it's going to be, you might want to take it in sections, one segment. 2 segments at a time, something like that. Come back to it. We're not gonna be mad about that. Feel free. But yeah, we had a really good time.
Yeah, I was so happy to see her.
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic. You know what we're not gonna talk about?
What?
fucking Will Smith.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it.
No.
I just wanted to be known that I feel like every now and then something happens. I'll talk about the bigger scope of this kind of shit because you can tell I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm not even upset about the details. I'm upset about how we're all talking about it.
Right.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that
You can't escape it.
it's obviously no longer within the 24 hours after it happened, but we can say that we shot this within the 24 hours after it happened. So whatever state of that situation is in at this point, whether he's, it's been taken away, whatever, who cares? The fact that this is literally another marriage counseling moment that we're all a part of. Yeah. And I hate that shit. I don't care about Kanye and Pete and Kim. I don't care about Will and Jada. I don't care about Donald and Melania or Joe and Jill. I don't give a fuck about what happens in people's personal lives. I think we can have a debate, not on this fucking show, about what it means to punch someone in the face when you don't like the thing that they said. But
leave it at that.
But let's have that conversation. And more importantly, immediately recognize the following conversation that must take place in that situation is about two people we don't know, you don't fucking know, and nobody knows. And then everybody spirals into this like, well, I think and I heard. And
I feel like that's just how it is.
Now.
That's the world we live in right now.
Now more than ever.
And like we should be done talking about it because who cares?
Yeah. I'm not going to give it any more airtime.
How I feel about it.
And it would be so easy for us to like give a hot take and put that on YouTube and be like, oh man, one more reason we can get clicked on. That's smart. That's topical. Let's cover that. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Zuck that shit. I don't talk about it. This show's supposed to be fun. It says it at the beginning when we start the show.
Right.
Should we do that now?
Yeah, let's do
Let everybody know what we're fucking about?
Yeah,
let's go.
Vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving, vibing and thriving. I'm excited now.
Fuck that. Suck that. Fuck that. Suck that. Fucking nuts. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't think we need to dick around much longer. Let's just get to our guest and our wonderful interview that we had with my dear friend. She's a talented actress and performer of many kinds. She's a great clown. Not enough real clowns get credit in this business that we live in because people hear clown and they think Pennywise from It and shit like that. But I'm gonna play my nerd card. Clowning is a lost art. It is a real thing. And my friend Jasmine Kimiko is very good at it. And she's going to talk to us not about that at all. I don't know why I mentioned that in her intro because we're not going to talk about it. It's not in the segment in any way. But she can do it. And if you go follow her on different things, you will see her doing that kind of thing and so many other beautiful, talented things all the time.
Yes. So excited.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Coaster it.
Thank you.
It's a Friends coaster like everything else in our little area.
Have not seen Friends mostly.
That's okay. That's not a requirement. It has nothing to do with the show. We just stole the fonts and decorated our set with their
and wedding
vibe. Oh yeah, no, the wedding is totally. We stole all kinds of shit for that.
I can't wait.
This is gonna be super fun.
Yeah,
we're so excited that you're here.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Like on the show.
The
show we're excited to have you on the show that we're doing.
We're on it right now.
We don't have to be.
It just feels
we could be on it. We could be on it later.
I need a big breath.
Trust me, I know how you feel. Like, when he first pitched this idea to me, I was like, I don't talk in front of cameras. Like, it terrifies me.
You've killed it. You've killed it. And it's so like honest and truthful and feels exactly like yourself whenever I see you on camera.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it helps that he's the one I'm talking to.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's true because we talk all the time.
Yeah.
We've got that vibe. And so do we. We love talking to each other.
Just like my jaw muscles went crazy.
That's okay. You're just so excited.
I think maybe that's
It's all joy.
the masseter.
Yeah, we have been talking about the masseter muscle recently.
Yes, I've been
I just told her
massaging
what
it
it is.
randomly.
Really?
She was like,
That's a really nice.
yeah, she
that's
was
a
like
really
getting
nice
in
thing.
there, and I was like, that's the masseter. And she's like, the what? And I was like, let's talk masseter muscle.
Oh yeah. Do you get it right up in the joint?
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
haven't.
dope.
I don't think I massaged my jaw like that, and because I always go straight here
You use
because I'm always
the,
like expediting
use the keys.
for like a nice 15-minute warm up. So I'm like,
Because you're still doing the full warm up that you learned at school.
but I only do a 15-minute version now.
But that's still pretty
It's
good.
Yeah,
Especially if you're doing it on a semi-regular basis.
it's helped so much.
We're so happy that you're here because you were supposed to be our first guest, which is okay that you weren't.
Yes, so happy.
But now you're here,
Yay.
which is dope.
Yeah.
Jasmine is one of my best friends, and she is going to be in my groom's party for my wedding,
yes,
which is very shortly approaching.
It came on really fast, guys.
I know.
I mean, I'm sure you know.
I'm feeling more stressed from you about it than us.
I am.
You were like,
feeling-
guys,
it's
it's coming.
because there's like a lot of.
I know we're gonna get married.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you said your
Cute.
best friend is your maid of honor for your best friend, right?
It's like 4 weddings this year, and I made a schedule of it, and I got
Wow.
really stressed.
Hmm.
But now that I see it on paper, it's less stressful.
What do you mean? Like when you see it all like piece by piece, it helps you break it down?
Yeah, because like I don't know if I actually ever put it on my calendar. Like I had them all these like invites and stuff around, but I hadn't inputted into the calendar. And even when you use Google Cal, it's not like a planner where you can really see it.
Oh, I'm so visual. Like I need a physical planner and color coding. Like,
Damn. Have you done that since high school or like middle school?
yeah. My mom's the same way, so I get that from her.
Planners were given to me so many times in effort to get my shit together.
Yep.
That was like the thing when I was
Yeah.
in school
And
and
you
I was
hated
fucking
it.
off. And they were like, you know what's missing? Calendar. You don't have any, he didn't have any place to write this down. That's the thing.
And you're like, that's not it.
And it was like,
It's not it.
it's another thing.
Do you use a planner now?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, because I got a lot of planners as a kid too. Absolute mess. And I was so jealous of the people who made them fucking cute.
Yeah.
The cute ones. with
I
the
love
color.
a well-made, like well organized. When I was directing and I had a stage manager that was all Leslie Knope and got all the fucking tabs with the colors and
That's so
man, that was
lucky.
the best. But I'm not gonna make it. No way.
But it's nice to have.
It's great.
Like
to
it's
have.
so it feels so clean too. Like your life feels just so much cleaner, and I like
That's
those.
why important that those people have those jobs.
That's
they like to
true.
do it.
Ugh.
They enjoy putting all the little colory tabs and the highlighters and
I will
shit.
say, like, if I didn't have a planner right now, I think I would be way more overwhelmed with school and wedding at the same time.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
it keeps things so structured, and like I highlight when like assignments are due and like
Smart.
big dates and stuff. So I like visually see it and I'm like, oh, I have 3 weeks till school's over. Like,
I put
I
some
need
things
that.
on my
God, I respect
iCalendar.
that.
I do use that. The calendar app on my phone.
Yeah, I'm on that all the time.
I don't have a planner, but I put shit on that.
Yeah, same. But I do think that the planner, it's like also Laura talks about that a lot, where like if you put it
Your acting teacher.
Laura Henry, she'll like talk about like writing things out and like connecting that into your brain and everything.
yeah.
I think if you're one of those people,
It's different.
I think for sure if you're one of those people, we were talking about this because I don't even know. This is probably not. I shouldn't say this, but whatever. I do a good job. I don't over prep at work either. Like I'm not someone that I need to write all. I direct for a living, and when I go into direct, I don't have like a super precise plan of every like I trust the people that I'm working with to be generative. And I go so much off of that, and I need them to do stuff. And then I trust myself to be generative in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't write a lot of shit down.
But I was telling him, like, that's a talent he has, because if I could, first of all, I couldn't do his job, what he does now.
Yeah.
But secondly,
That's a
like,
lot.
I would need a detailed like line by line, like what I'm gonna say to the cast. Like I'm not good off script normally. Like even this is challenging for me because we don't like rehearse ahead of time, obviously. It's a podcast.
We don't even talk about it really.
Yeah. We just talk about like topics maybe that we're gonna
throughout the week.
talk
Sometimes
about.
we'll send each other things like we should talk about this, or we'll say that like, oh, we should talk about this on the podcast. We usually don't remember any of it. And then we talk about other shit.
It'll like come up like when you need it.
Oh, for sure. The ideas are floating. You know?
Yeah.
For sure. I want to talk about the thing that because I don't know if we've ever talked about this in any kind of public way, but the thing that we did that brought us really close together, because you and I knew each other in a really peripheral kind of through other people way for a long time. And we weren't close.
Yeah.
Then we did a play together.
Yeah.
And then we were like best friends.
100%. And it was also, I think it was the play. I think it's like where both of us were in our lives. Like it was just, and it was, since it was a one person play, it was like literally just us in a room for weeks.
Yeah.
So of course we'd be,
Yeah.
We fit a lot of like friend time into that. Like,
yeah, you know, you take breaks
now.
And you're like, well, I guess I'm going to go hang out with my friends. And then I realized, oh wait, we're the only people in this room. So I guess we'll have lunch together.
Yep.
So one way or another, whether we liked it or not, it was like when you're working on something like that, you get so close with somebody, or you find out you hate them.
That's right. There is no in between.
I don't think so, right?
I guess you can work professionally, but still it's like,
it's
you probably won't do it because that's so much time to spend one-on-one with somebody that like,
we worked on that
quite enough.
Yeah. We worked on that play for 5 months.
Yeah, that was such a crazy thing to memorize. That was insane.
So let's set it up for everybody and explain like what it was.
Sorry.
Senior year of school for you. I had already graduated when I was back in town and I was teaching.
Yeah.
Working to transition here to LA. And I was doing a bunch of different projects. And one of the things that came up was your senior casting wasn't much for you to sink your teeth into, is one way to put it.
Yep.
And so we decided with the dean that it would be really cool if you did something else on top of it, because you were kind of in the background in the ensemble of a bunch of stuff, especially in the spring.
Yeah.
So he gave us the play.
That's so crazy if that's what happened.
Right? Carl gave us the play.
Did he?
I didn't know this play.
I didn't know this play. It must have been him.
It
must have been him. Yeah, there we are.
Carl gave us The Amish Project by Jessica Dickey, which is a one-person play traditionally done by a woman, her, originally.
Yep.
It is a one-person play, and you are portraying a very real, very true event in which this guy in rural Pennsylvania who was the milkman.
Yeah. No, he was the mailman.
The mailman.
Yep.
He
Lancaster.
was living in Amish country, and for reasons that, of course, we'll never totally understand, he went into like an Amish schoolhouse and shot a bunch of people. And the town, famously, the reason the story is interesting, other than the part I just said, but it is, of course, America.
God.
So a shooting story.
Awful.
Yeah.
Just,
You're like, well,
again,
sure.
Yeah.
It's literally a school shooting, but it's a very strange one.
But also, like, it's like he also went in with 3 items. Like, he went in with zip ties, lube, and a gun. Like, it's really gross.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. 100%.
It was really, really gross.
And it's this horrific story, but the thing that makes it really a story worth telling is how the community responded to the events. Most specifically, not being full of rage and hatred towards this man or his wife or any of it. They didn't respond with like, we're going to fight, we're going to make sure that people suffer. And we went none of that, because that's not how the Amish are generally. But also this community in particular was like, we are so heartbroken for this man that he was in this place that he felt he needed to do this thing.
Yeah.
And they forgave him immediately on the news that day. They're being interviewed. Your daughter was just shot.
Oopsie.
Whoa.
Your daughter was just shot in the schoolhouse. And where are you at with this guy? Are you full of rage, or you want revenge, or like what? I mean, and the guy doesn't make it out alive, but they're like, no, we forgive him instantly.
Man.
Instantly.
And the world is like, what? That is so not the sensibility of a Western American person.
Yeah.
Regardless of your culture, I feel like almost all people are like rage first.
First, yeah, absolutely.
Grief and rage in this combo that is just the first thing.
And they skipped like all the stages of grieving immediately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which now that we're
Legitimately.
talking about it, I'm like, it's such a choice actually that if you're like, I'm going to skip all of those things.
Yeah, no denial.
Yeah,
They move right to forgiveness and acceptance, and like it is,
I don't know about acceptance, but forgiveness, I feel like they were immediate on.
for sure.
I
don't know.
don't know.
The thing, of course, is that when we're working on this play, we did not get an opportunity to like talk to these people. We didn't do the research that we would have done if we were Jessica originally.
Right.
We're doing it all off the text. We're just using what's in the play.
Mm.
We did research, like basic research about the area and the event and things that
We
happened.
didn't like interview.
but we didn't interview
Yeah.
people. We didn't do character study in that
right.
way. But Jasmine played everybody in the story, from the killer to all the girls to the
That's
parents to the wife of the
crazy.
killer.
Yeah, the killer.
Yeah, I think that's the first one I said.
Oh, sorry, that was just like the worst part.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
the process of that was like 5 months of us being alone in a room talking about this.
Damn.
And-
How
and
long was the
acting it out
play?
together.
It's like 90 minutes. No, 45. It was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect length. It should not be a second longer for a one-woman play.
No, it's less than an hour.
No, that's too much because you're just sitting in a room watching one person.
yeah.
45 minutes is the exact. Good
And
job,
we did
Jessica.
We did it bare bones
Badass.
with like little blocks and benches.
We had a whiteboard. I mean, a blackboard.
Yeah, because
That was fucking
the chalkboard was the only real
Chalkboard.
prop that we had.
Wow.
And then we did it with, I had that Bluetooth speaker that's like
The
over
music
there.
was good.
And I did everything off my phone and a Bluetooth speaker
Mm.
and like all the music and the sound effects. I use the same app that we use to fall asleep. It has all the sound effects with the birds and the different.
Oh yeah, there were birds in the beginning.
I literally used a like meditation sleep app to mix live like sound
That's
effects.
awesome.
That's
Well,
how
that
I
was
did it.
an app ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was. I used it then to fall asleep. I was already using it then as a sleep app.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did like live sound effects for the play just off of that into the speaker.
I didn't know how you were doing that.
Yeah, I hid the speaker like behind the.
The cutest stretch I've
Yeah,
ever
she's
seen.
the cutest dog in America.
Oh
She's not
my
on camera
God.
and everybody's missing it. But
if
if
the
you're
stretch was insane.
yeah, if you're not familiar, absolutely go to Candace's Instagram and there's going to be plenty of content for you to
Yeah.
digest of Genie.
It's mostly Genie at this point.
It's pretty good.
How could you not?
So we worked on it all spring and then we
Yeah.
did it in May for 40 people over 2 performances. I think if maybe we're lucky.
There was no AC in that tiny room either.
Yeah.
I remember everyone was like
We're all dripping sweat
dripping sweat.
Wow.
and crying
What a ridiculous, yeah.
because everybody gets to the end of it and they're like, Jesus Christ, this is quite the...
It's kind of sad the whole time.
Damn.
Not really. I mean, we like didn't do it sad the whole time, but it's
No, it has levity, but
Yeah.
the thing is obviously very heavy, but I wanted to say, obviously the thing that drew me to you in the first place turned out to be true because everybody watched you do this and not a single person that I encountered afterwards, which there weren't that many people who came.
Mhm.
And it wasn't a big theater. It wasn't a theater. It was a
Yeah.
rehearsal room that we put up curtains in. And
Mhm.
of the people that came, not a single one was not severely affected by your performance.
Mm.
Am I wrong? Like every person that I saw talk to you or talk to me afterwards was like, whoa.
It's a crazy play.
Yeah, but you could have fucked it up. Like it's one woman for 45 minutes.
So what we were saying, it's like you can't do any longer than that because it's a lot. Yeah.
Right. And there's literally a joke, and I know you don't watch Friends, but there's literally a joke about like one woman plays and people being like, oh man, that's for sure. It's like a death sentence. Especially if she wrote it. Oh boy.
No,
it's not going to be comedy. It's going to be fucking stressful and self-indulgent and boring. And it wasn't. It wasn't those things. I mean, we didn't write it, so credit to Jessica Dickey 100%.
Oh, 100%.
But also you. I mean, you could have made that not watchable very easily by being not great, but you were great.
Oh.
And so it was like, man, it's still one of my favorite things that I've ever done, that I've ever seen you do.
Yeah.
It's
it felt really perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Like just the way it all came together. And I don't know if we ever would have been so close without it. Like, I don't think there's any way that would have really happened.
No, not like that.
It worked. It was really serendipitous, actually. And like, I had been so disappointed senior year about things that this was like, no, it all happened for a reason. Like, that's like, that was what was supposed to happen.
It made room for something else. And I think both of us, I was always kind of like this, but I have to say in that moment, I really learned my lesson about like keep making. I had a full schedule. I was teaching. I was doing a musical with like 70 kids in it.
Yeah.
My personal life was a train wreck. And I still was like, oh, I guess we'll do this play with Jasmine. Is that not how I am now? I'm like totally full plate, but I'm like, I think I have room for like, we're in the store today. We were at Target and we were in the toy section and I was looking at Nerf guns and I was remembering the like humans versus zombies thing that I did at school.
Oh,
with the campus. Oh, that was right before you got there. I think
I've heard about it. I never, it was before I got there. It looked
campus-wide like
fun.
Nerf gun battle thing. And I've been like, oh, I want to do that. And it's just one more thing. Because I'm like not full of extra time right now.
Wait, like you want to do like a meetup of it?
I want to do like a regular like Nerf gun league of people who like meet up and like do Nerf gun fights in the park.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would probably end up being a commitment. But if everyone has
I'd be
to
in
bring
charge of it, and I'd want to make it awesome.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it wouldn't be chill at all with you.
It wouldn't. It would be extra as fuck. And I'd be like, but we have to make a comic book that tells the story of
which, like, no, why are you jumping 5 steps?
Because it's like, why aren't we filming
and
it?
like you get
and then cutting it into like this dope ass movie that has all the storylines that I came up with. It has to be all of it.
I love that for you. And I love that's where your brain goes.
And so sometimes it's
none
of it.
You're like, so it's not a Nerf. It just can't just be like a simple Nerf gun fight. It has to.
Yeah, we all have to be. I mean, it's got to be some role playing and like
that's fun.
Maybe even some character development over several sessions.
I want to be Sigourney Weaver in Alien, and I dress up as her every.
And that's way more fun than like, here's your gun, run over there.
Oh no,
like,
it has to, like, if you're not in costumes, like you're not allowed to come.
There you go. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
100%.
But also then that's like on everyone else. Like I feel like if you just set the stage for it, people, I mean, have you ever gone on like a meetup thing? I love Meetup.
It really depends on the
I don't think I have.
What do you mean?
App.
That's
app
an
Meetup.
app called Meetup?
It's the coolest thing when you move to a new city because you type in whatever you're interested in, and then there's just people who have set meetups for people who are interested in the same stuff, and you just like go and do the thing or talk about it. And it's like you're just hanging out with people who have, you know, common interests.
I love that.
It's awesome. And I feel like this is the perfect place for this.
That would be super cool.
I've never heard of that.
I think one of the things I encounter.
I'm surprised how everyone doesn't know about this one.
I know.
Because you're not like, I brought it up to other people and it's not as popular as I thought it was.
I am constantly finding out that there are new apps I've never heard of especially for social interaction. And I think it's because I am finding out something I should have known a long time ago, which is I'm a like strangely, specifically antisocial person. Like I love people and I love being with people. This setting is very fun for me. You coming over, other people coming over, and we like smoke and chill and music and talk and fucking wine and vibe. And like, that's great. I love all that. That's
Mhm.
fun. But like when people are like, oh man, let's meet at this bar. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yep.
And so I
Yeah.
get not just not invited to the bar, but then sometimes generally excluded because I've said no so many times.
Yeah.
Because so many of the invites are not at my house for whatever reason.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So
What's the coolest meetup you've been to?
yeah, good question.
I went to like some meditation ones and I went to which is not a great place to make friends, but like I wanted to just go to
Sure.
meditation things. It could have been. I just didn't utilize that for that. But anyway, I went to one at like the Indian Emirate of New York. And that's where like India's Emirate I don't know. How would I say that?
Oh, you lost me completely. I know where India is.
Okay, well, you know how they have like in every country, they'll have like a headquarters. Isn't that a
Like an embassy?
embassy emirate? What is that?
There's a country called the Nation of United Arab Emirates, and I think they have an airline.
Is that what I said? Yeah, well, it's the embassy. It's the embassy.
Okay.
Word up.
Word
I know
up.
what that
Ah.
is. We're on the same page now as me and you.
Hey, Candace. Candace is right here.
Yeah. No, she's here too. I only have two hands.
The embassy.
And
What
I
did
went
you
to this
do at
thing.
the embassy.
They tried to sell us classes.
On what?
But the meditation
Oh,
classes.
word
But the
up.
first one was free. And so I did that and it was really fun.
For my senior recital, I did a 50-minute recital of just me singing
50?
50. This is for me to graduate of the conservatory, and
It's a
it
lot
was
of
like a
music.
whole year long process.
Yeah. Okay.
I just sing German, French, and Italian, English, and did I sing Korean? I don't remember. It was like 5 languages.
Damn.
And it was like the scariest, most intimidating thing I've ever done in my life. And after I was done, I was like, yeah, this is why I shouldn't be a performer. Like,
That is
it gave me so much anxiety.
Did you like tell little anecdotes between the songs like a cabaret?
No, I wrote program
No way.
notes. So everything was already like in a booklet with the lyrics.
It's classical.
and
Like they don't even clap and shit.
No, of course they clap, right?
they clap, but it's like at certain times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That fucked me up.
At a symphony.
Yeah. At school, when I would go to music performances for Gerald's class,
Yeah.
because he made us go to all sorts of shit. And we would go to everything on campus. Not everything, but every type of thing. And yeah, you're only supposed to clap at certain times. It's very specific. It's not like other concerts. Because I would be like,
That makes me so mad. So I went to an opera in New York at the Met
Mhm.
and I was so excited. It was like a clown opera. I wish I could remember the name of it. And I was loving it so much and I was laughing and like having a blast. And I got shushed so many times by everyone
Wow.
around. Like, and I was not like an asshole. Like I wasn't like,
That
it
would
was
fuck me up.
in reference to the show
Sure.
you were
when
enjoying
a
yourself.
character did something funny and I
Yeah.
laughed out loud and had a great time and everyone around me shushed me.
Wow.
That's some stuffy bullshit.
I could
man.
not believe it. I was like, this is why it's like such a small, like this is why you're having a hard time getting young people to come to the opera. Like I was also the youngest
Right.
person there, loving it.
Yeah.
And they were like really unsupportive of me enjoying myself.
I don't like that.
And I was like, okay, I mean, good thing I'm going to keep on coming back because I like this, but all of you suck.
Yeah, right? Eat a dick.
Yeah, eat a dick. It was
Are we
If
really,
ready
I
to
said
go,
a
Kyle,
name,
or-
would you recognize it?
possibly.
Johnny Skeeky?
No, I think it started with an L.
An L.
But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
It's an opera?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
About a
by
clown.
Puccini.
That's the name of the opera?
Johnny Skeeky, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like one of the actors.
Yeah, that sounds
What language is that in?
Italian.
Italian.
I don't know. Skiki didn't sound.
No, that I
totally
didn't
Italian to
know,
me.
but I knew you said it was by who?
Oh,
Puccini.
That's some
Okay,
Italian
there we
ass
go.
shit.
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, tell
But
you
it's
right
weird
now,
because he
he
does
ain't from
like
Germany.
he does like Madame Butterfly and like all these like romantic
Oh,
ones,
definitely
but
not.
this one's like very funny and
Silly Billy. we wanted to do a segment with you that we did with Kyle some weeks ago, and we were talking about doing with you before we had to reschedule. Fuck you money and ways to use your fuck you money to get revenge on people or to...
I knew this was coming actually because I watched that episode and I watched that part. And I really felt in line with you because I'm not a super spiteful person, especially in later years of my life where like there have been people who I like really fucked with me when I was younger in middle school and high school and stuff. And karma has come back in such a deep way for them.
Right, you already won.
That I'm like, that I found out recently that I remember after I found out something terrible had happened to someone who was terrible to me, I called my best friend from home and I was just like, we never have to worry about anything. Like karma's real. Like everything is going to be taken care of. Like, cause I'm such a
fully
like
vindicated.
Yeah. And I'm also, my entire life, I've always been really obsessed with like getting justice for things. And if I feel like I got wronged, I'm going to you're not going to enjoy yourself getting something that you fucked me over for. Like you're going to like really not enjoy it. And
you don't like people getting away with stuff in front of you.
Exactly that. Like that's what I mean. And so then recently, it like it tapped in the most delicate way.
That's what it's like to be friends with me.
It scared me.
Right, but now you're okay.
I'm back.
Right.
My solar plexus went like...
Yeah, but you're good.
So anyway, then this thing happened where I found out this person is now homeless in Venice.
Whoa.
And I was like, not that I want that for anyone, but it was kind of like, yeah, you were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange how it came around to
and I never
disaster.
Exactly. And I like never like, you know, did anything really about it, which I wish I had. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, look at that.
No, it's a good lesson.
Kept my hands clean too.
But this is the thing. That is so severe. And I both love and hate that for that person, given that they, you know, fucked with you. But what we're talking about is a little bit lower stakes. Like, it's not about like, oh, like, what if you could set someone's house on fire while they're in it with their kids? It's not that.
It's dark.
First of all, yeah.
So dark.
Yeah. First of all, that's like free. Oh, we said different things. Anyway.
No. No.
Is it not?
I'm uncomfortable.
No, you got a point. You don't need to be rich to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
That's so true. Now I get it.
To get the gasoline though,
yeah, money
these days maybe you'd have to be a little bit more like.
So what we're talking about is more of
but matches are free. So
but what we're talking about is more of like an inconvenience thing. So like one of the things I think I said on the I don't know if I think I said it on the podcast. I would like find out someone who fucked with me. I would like find out their favorite car. Oh. And I would buy it.
Yeah.
And then I would give it to their next door neighbor for free.
That was a really good idea.
It sits in the driveway next door. And as they walk to their fucking Prius or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's a fucking dope ass.
I remember that. No, that was it was quick too.
Yeah.
Quick.
No one dies or is homeless. But
I just wanted to prove a point about karma.
Yeah, no, and
but
you did.
Now we're back to the game.
Yeah, for sure. So
I just wanted to slander this person, so
which is good. Do you want to say their name and we can? No. I would say dox them, but like, how do you send someone to a tent? You know, do we?
Oh no, Jesus, Rob.
We like this person now.
No,
what happened?
No, it's just like it's hateful. To, like, I don't want to put that hate out there. That's why I actually.
You're
think
worried
I'll
about the karma being real.
Exactly, because it's not worried. I now know.
Right.
Yeah.
You're worried. You're worried because the karma is real.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
But I think I'll enjoy this game if it's not connected to a certain. Well, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
How do I make this evil for them?
I love where you're going. Poison? Can you involve poison?
No, it's like no, but even when I think about it, it makes me feel like really guilty. Like I don't even want to say it out loud because I also know that these people are like sad people. So then like doing it to them, like it's just like, the world is tough enough on them. Like,
Yeah. I
It's
thought
just a game.
You don't have to make this personal.
I know you're right.
You're reading too much into it.
It doesn't have to be literal people you know. It's just like if you had a bunch of money
Yeah,
and
I
someone
didn't
cut
picture
you
it.
off
Oh, right.
on
I
the
forgot
street.
that we have a lot of money, and that's the fun part
That's
of
the whole
game.
thing. Is like if somebody cut you off and like cut
No.
in front of you in line, or somebody like flipped you off. It doesn't have to be like.
That's funny,
Now I
man.
want to know what the other.
It doesn't have to be
thing
your
was.
childhood bully. It's like-
That's exactly where I was at. Yo, that's exactly where I was at.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you for bringing it back.
Childhood.
That is where I was.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Exactly. And then pull it closer. There you go. You're good. That's great. And it goes, yep, it is that.
Yeah, perfect.
I work in radio now.
Yeah, it's very good. So if you had all the money and
okay,
everything was possible.
okay, yeah.
This is the kind of situation where like
Okay. For instance,
Yeah.
like somebody from a town that they've always dreamed of like building their family in because they have a whole
Mhm.
big community there. Like I buy every house that ever goes on the market.
exactly.
Everyone. And
Yeah.
I sell it to like just random people around the town.
Yeah. You
But
could
I
also-
say like in the lease, I'm like, you will never ever let this person live there.
you know what would
And
be
it's in the lease.
you know what would be even like you
Damn.
could I love this one. You could get and just have a real estate agent
Yeah. You hire them for that.
that you hire and you convince them to go be the real estate agent for the enemy.
That's
And so now they work for you, but they think
Mm.
the enemy thinks that the guys work for
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And
No,
as a
that's
result, they just drag out each house.
it's a cheaper way to go about it too.
It never gets done. And they're always like, ooh, I think we can get you a deal on this.
Like
Yeah.
always leading them on.
Yeah.
forever. And so just heartbreak after heartbreak. And it actually is more heartbreak. Well,
Damn.
yeah, because then you get them you get their hopes up.
Well, and what happens at
crush
some point,
them.
what happens at some point is they're finally like, this real estate agent is terrible. They're never going to get me a house. I'm going to go find somebody else. And what you do is you already have a backup. You already have another person.
You've
For-
paid off every real estate agent in this town.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
literally you own all of them.
You get the next one. And then they're like, oh, were you working with Ryan? He's the worst. I am so sorry. Did he drag everything out? The worst. I got you. We're going to be fine. Build the trust up again. And we get back to work dragging shit out.
Rush.
Exactly.
That's a great one.
It's a good one.
Very good.
Damn.
All right.
I like that.
Let's keep on going.
Do you have anything else?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna come up with
let's
another one.
do it.
Let's go.
So I think cars and real estate is definitely a great way to get at people.
You could like well, no.
Have you come up with anything in this department in all this time?
You're the one who's over there. It's just a game. It's just a game.
I
No,
know,
it's serious.
But for me, I can't even like.
She has no creativity in the department.
No.
She doesn't even get spiteful. It's weird.
That's a
She's
gift.
kind of a weirdo.
That's a gift.
I am a weirdo.
That's why she's going to be a social worker,
Oh. Hell yeah.
therapist.
Hell yeah.
We're not equipped to do that work.
Now I'd get invested, like too invested in everyone's problems.
Every single
And
person.
I'd be
yeah.
like, fuck
We're
them.
overly. I'd be crying in every session I had, and they'd be like, "I need your support." I'm like, "I think I need your
This is support.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is support.
No, I'm not. I'm not meant to do that. That's fucked up. If I
But
had all
you-
the money, yeah,
It's
But
tough.
you.
for sure. You know what? That's the therapist I'd be. I'd be the fuck you money therapist. I'd be like, "Who hurt you? What do
Take
they?
it.
What do they
Yeah,
like?
Take it.
What do they hate? Tell me those two things, and I
It's
got your
true. No,
problem
that is
solved.
like when you have to brainstorm it, you're like, okay, well, what can people love?
Mhm.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah,
Take it away.
and then what do they hate? Wow, there's a lot of this here.
All of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's for sure the way to go. I thought about filling people's pools up with weird stuff. Not gross stuff, weird stuff.
It's really, yeah, that's
Jello. A lot of people are like, I'd love to swim in Jello. Bitch, really? And what do you want to
Prove
do
it.
with a pool full of Jello
it's probably so gross. and
once
it's always
you're done with it?
red stained. It's all going to
Exactly.
be red stained forever.
Ugh.
Or
That
green?
coloring. Ugh.
Yeah,
But then it'll
like
look
Jell-O
pretty when you
green.
put the water in it. And you don't want
Maybe.
that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we want to stain it the wrong
Red,
color.
red or purple might also look pretty when you put
Fuck,
the water in it.
yeah.
But red
I like
would
that
be
you're
gross.
thinking like 3 steps ahead.
That's really good. You got to leave people with the mess. That's one of the worst things you can do.
That's what Jell-O is, right? Because it's also sticky. And can you imagine the bugs and ants that would be drawn to that?
Mhm.
Maybe I don't know what the plot is, but it involves a lot of confetti and glitter.
You like fucking people up
glittering
with
someone's
that.
carpet.
Yeah.
You get someone to sneak into their
Yes.
house at night, glitter their carpet. You know, Michael Calciano would hate that because he's afraid of glitter.
That would be really cool, especially
I
if you
shouldn't have
didn't
said that.
you didn't do it in like a Wait, you mean Michael Calciano, your friend?
Oh my god.
Joshua Morgan's boyfriend?
You have to cut it. I feel really bad.
The one who lives in New York?
Stop. We can't dox him on like these things.
I'm not
Ugh.
saying that he lives in New York. Like, I'm not telling everyone he lives in Brooklyn. Is that where he lives?
Stop.
Oh,
like, I
no.
already feel so guilty.
He's not going to see this.
He might.
Hey, buddy.
He watched our. Cal, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said it. I knew as soon as I said it too.
No one
you
one
know
else
I shouldn't have said
edits
it.
the
But we were
show
talking
me.
about.
Oh my god.
You know where Mike cut out just now? I did that.
Cal, I fucked up. I shouldn't
So
have said
this
it.
show is one of my favorite shows I've ever done. Because you're on it now. That's why.
This is so fun.
Yay.
I feel good about that.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to move to another?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
It's time for the party.
What was that?
That was a firework.
like every day of our lives
What?
here.
Yeah.
Where? From the golf course?
No, it's like down
No
the
idea.
street.
Like 2 blocks down from us, like in broad daylight at
Yeah.
night. Last night was really bad.
We like
Are
to
they
play
pretty fireworks? Like, can you at least look at them?
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
But
Okay, well, that's-
but we like to play this fun game called fireworks or gunshots.
Yeah.
That's what
Like
I
every
thought
day.
at first.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Jeannie really hates it.
She was
Yeah.
so relaxed just a moment
I
ago.
They're also not pretty when it's during the day, which makes no sense.
Right.
Why do they do that?
No idea.
I think it's a signal. You know,
Maybe.
I was
Do
in
you actually think
class.
that?
It's something.
maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
I was in class, like talking to 2 of my classmates.
Jesus, I
And
really
I just hear
can't
the
stop touching it.
fireworks go off.
It's intense.
And they're like, what was that?
I mean, I think we're all right. You know,
party.
if there's ever a war, we'll kind of be weirdly ready for it.
No, are you friends with them?
No.
Oh, you mean ready for the like sound trauma?
Yeah, just the like, oh no, explosions
Oh,
outside. We'll be
okay.
like, yeah.
I'll drink coffee anytine, anywhere.
That's
and it
pretty
doesn't
cool.
affect your sleep.
Nope. I will sleep if I am
Jealous.
vertical. Horizontal.
You stand me up, I'm done.
Think you should get that looked at?
Yeah, that's a
narcolepsy.
that's a condish. That's gonna be a condish.
I always had a really hard time remembering that when I was in school.
Is it because you're asleep?
My school taught it like horizontal horizon.
Oh, good God. That's going to help me for the rest of my life.
You've never heard that before.
What are we talking about?
The difference between horizontal and
No,
vertical.
because the way that they tried to teach me so I would remember is that vertical, like a V, is like more vertical.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's not even at a straight
Not
angle.
helpful.
I know. Horizontal is so much easier. Also, like,
I've never needed.
thank you, Candace.
I've never needed an aid to remember the difference of those.
Okay.
But I am terrible with like north, south, east, west. I get east and west confused all the time.
Never eat soggy waffles.
And you have AIDS.
Have you heard that saying, Kyle?
Hold up, I didn't even hear. I'm sorry, Candace. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Did you?
Waffles?
Where did AIDS come into this?
Yeah, why
You
did you say
said-
that?
Because he said he didn't have AIDS.
Did you say that?
No.
No, he never said that.
He said, I've never had. Wait. Oh, no. He said he never needed an aid
Yes.
to remember.
Which was like,
Oh
okay.
my
Did I say
God.
aid? I thought I said something else.
Yeah, you
You
did.
said
You said I've
aid.
never needed an aid.
Okay.
In elementary school, there was this really funny kid in my class when we were learning the directions, and I thought he was so funny and cool. And he told us, he was like, never eat Scott wet, and his name was Scott. And I was like, and I will to this day always remember it
See,
like that.
There you go.
I heard never eat shredded wheat was how
but
we
that's
learned it.
boring.
But okay, so if you're looking at it from here, it's never this is west, right?
I don't know. You're facing us.
Yeah.
You're facing us.
Yes,
It makes it really
yes.
Yes. So that's all. That's
West
why
is
it
left.
confuses me, because if you're going from Western reading, you read left to right. So it should be never eat shredded wheat. So I always think that east is on the left,
Oh yeah, that's fucked
but it goes
up.
never eat
Yeah.
shredded wheat. What?
Because it's like a clock.
Clockwise.
Oh fuck. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense.
Do you write left-handed?
No, I was thinking of it in terms of reading.
No, I get it,
If I'm
I
reading
get
a
it.
sentence,
Dyslexic?
No.
Yes.
I know you are.
Yes.
No. If I were thinking of it like a clock, that wouldn't make me dyslexic. I'm thinking of it in the correct
I'm just trying to figure out what's wrong with
Form.
you, man.
because if you were to put the words there and put it in the correct left to right thing,
But then
it
you're
would be
thinking
never
about it as
eat
3 lines.
shredded wheat.
It's because you're thinking about it as 3 lines when really it's a circle. Like
Yes.
a compass.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I had the wrong mentality. I wasn't thinking of it as a clock. I was thinking of it as a
Am I having a
sentence.
stroke?
Anyway, let's start the show or the clip.
Never eat what?
Shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat.
I've never heard an acronym.
Soggy
for North
waffles.
South East
what?
Is so much easier
I've
to
never, I
remember.
don't. Maybe they taught me one. I didn't remember it that way.
Never eat soggy
Fascinating.
It
waffles.
wasn't.
I just
It
remembered.
wasn't an issue of
I'm not
remembering
gonna lie. I wasn't
the acronym.
good at that on everything, but I was just I've always been good at directions. I don't know why.
That is interesting.
I tell people like go west, and they're
Yes,
like, no.
he does that to me, and I'm like, again, like
but do you
something
think
different.
do you think you got that in New York? Because I feel like that's the
little
thing
bit.
that happens when you live in New York.
No, I definitely got way better at it then, but I also grew up like being in the country and stuff like that, and it's just like where things are in that way. I also grew up in Texas, which has like kind of very north, south, east, west locations, and it's really easy to remember north, south, east, west in Texas because you have all 4 directions. Like there is an East Texas, a West Texas, a North, and a South, and they're very specific, and they have different. Like West Texas is a thing people say all the time because that's where the desert is, and El Paso, and it's like regionally a thing. And
got
so
it.
I don't know. I've always grown up in places where East and West were a big deal. Like my dad's family's from closer to West Texas, and my mom's family's from East Texas. So it's like I always just
Romeo and
I don't know.
Juliet.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and one they kill each other.
The first
the
time I
time.
really started using it was like Southern California and Northern California.
Yeah, that's one.
Sure.
But you don't have to worry much about East and West. You're a very vertical state.
Sure, but I think also like my dad is big on that. Like he likes to say directions that
yeah,
way. And
yeah,
I'm
he's a
like,
directional man.
I'm like, no.
I don't
I
read the
don't
room.
know.
Read the room.
But I think it's because it was a time where he had to literally learn all the roads, like where he was going, because he didn't have a GPS.
Yeah, I also grew up reading maps,
Yeah, like that was
like real maps on paper. So like you have to know to explain where things are.
yeah. I definitely
makes
started
sense.
driving at a time where like TomToms came out and like
You're in a first person mode as far as directions, and I grew up in a
Yeah.
third person mode.
yeah.
You have to figure it out
Exactly.
objectively. And then you get into it and figure it out. But from the get go. Which I have to say, I've always insisted like real maps, not necessarily on paper, but Google Maps and stuff, like looking at things on maps as opposed to just using GPS navigation.
Yeah.
Man, it's just great. Like if I have kids and stuff, I'm going to teach them like maps. Like it's fucking huge. It's really important to think of things as far as like directionally. And that's also how you find yourself out of like the woods and stuff. Like you have to know,
Sure.
but you base it on the sun.
Directionally, like you need to start going west to get out of here.
Yeah.
Or where?
Or wherever your
Wherever,
direction
yeah.
is. But the only thing you can tell if you don't know where you are for sure are the cardinal directions because you can look at the sun. That's the only thing.
Right. Man.
Only for big portions of the day, unless you're really good. Because for a big part of the day, you're like, it's up. Fucking.
It's up and don't look at
That's
it.
what they taught us when I was a little kid and we were learning like survival stuff. They were like, yeah, they always tell you like it's east and west with the sun, but it's like, first of all, it's not perfectly east and west. Second of all, there's a big part of the day where you're like, great, and you can't really look
To,
up
like,
at it for
see
very
which
long.
way-
You
yeah,
try to
yeah,
figure
yeah.
out. Yeah. So a sundial is like, that's why you use that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you about something that I think we talked about on At the Elephants when we did that a million years ago, and check in with you about it. We talked about how communication is tough for you, and about how like you struggle to like get back text wise and stuff like that because you worry that, I think we said, because I've thought about this more and talked to other people about it as far as they're concerned, you feel like you don't want to give the bad news and you want to wait until you might have better things to say to update people and stuff like that. And you told me you were working on it, and we were observing actually that it felt totally different. It felt like there was a lot of like improvement there. How's that going? And what do you
I feel like
think
there's been
about
a
all
lot
that?
of improvement. I feel like I think I was having a hard time with accountability when I was smoking weed more. Like, I feel like a really big shift has happened for me since I've stopped smoking weed regularly. Like, that was a really big game changer for me. I think that I had a hard time, like, with accountability when I would be smoking because I was, like, I would get really, like, I would have a lot of self-doubts when I would smoke a lot. And then I've noticed such a deep change. And now that oh, bless you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That, like, since I just, like, I have less self-doubt now. And I feel more confident. And I feel, like, not as afraid to share bad news with people. Like,
That's good.
yeah. And so I feel like that's been the biggest shift for me. And I do think that I've gotten more accountable because of it. And, you know, less afraid.
Yeah.
Because I think I would, like, also when I'd be smoking regularly, I would be afraid to answer the phone sometimes. Like, because I would be afraid that I wouldn't have the right answers. I mean, also that's when I thought that there were right and wrong answers to things. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like so much.
Usually not.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, you're very much allowed to say, like, not ready to answer that.
Or I don't know.
Yeah, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a response.
Yeah, and I would be too afraid to pick up the phone when I would be smoking. Because I wouldn't want to appear like I don't know what's going on.
Got
Right.
it.
When now I'm like, oh, I don't smoke and I still don't know what's going on, so it's okay.
Do you feel like, and this is the thing that I'm fascinated by, because I feel like, and it's not universal, because it's not everyone. I have a pattern that I can sort of discern of several friends that experience what you're talking about. I am not endlessly perfect when it comes to like returning the text or getting right back in the moment or something. I work on TV shows. I have long hours where I can't respond, and sometimes days where I can't really get back to someone appropriately. So I definitely do. But I have this overwhelming sense all the time of I owe them an answer. And then especially if I get called out of like, hey man, I never heard about that. I'm like, I feel really bad about it. That compels me to most of the time keep people up to date. And I also have this weird insecurity about being left in the dark. I don't like not knowing what's going on. So I'm a bit of an oversharer of like, hey, just so you know, in case you're insecure like I am, here's what's up so that you're not left in the dark, whether you give a shit or not. I like go further usually.
Okay.
But I seem to attract, I think, a great deal of people who do not think about it like I do and are far more concerned about having the right answer. They don't want to say, I don't know. They don't want to say, I don't know yet. I'll find out later. It changes. It's not going to be what you like. I don't worry about that at all. I've never had an issue with that unless I had to give really, really bad news.
But I also think that this also ties back into what you were saying, that you don't over prepare for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's a confidence thing.
I guess
like
so.
you're not you're an extremely confident person. You're not afraid of letting people down, I think. Like or like you're willing to have those tough conversations.
No, you're right,
So,
because
like-
it does come from confidence. The reason I'm willing to on that last note, I mean specifically, when you said I'm willing to let people down, my brain like clocked that as like that's not true. But what you're saying is accurate in that I am confident that my reason for my mistake or
Yes.
for your disappointment outweighs your misunderstanding of it being negligent or intentional or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
I'm
you're-
not worried you're going to take it the wrong way because I know what really happened. It's righteous. And if you just hear me out.
Yep.
I
I
know that's
absolutely
gonna
agree with
happen.
that because like I think that like you're a pretty righteous person.
Oh, I hope so.
I think like very principled, I mean. And so like when I think about like lost the thought. It just makes sense to me why you wouldn't be afraid to share bad news because I think that like you know that it's not coming from a malicious place and like yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty good at being honest.
I find that
Like to an extreme extent.
but clearly,
Yeah.
but I find myself a little disappointed from time to time that does not inspire others to bring me the same news because I'm like, see how understanding I am? Like, I'm
Sure.
cool with whatever. There's nothing, and I will literally say to people, there's nothing you can't bring me, or there's no bad news I can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this to people that are friends or that I manage, and I still kind of get left in the dark. And I'm kind of personally searching for a solution, not a solution, but like maybe a coping mechanism to work with people who don't look at communication the same way I do, and to try to continue to empower them to communicate to the best of both of our needs. I guess is the best way to put it.
We've talked about this.
That's the
before.
understanding side of my brain. The less understanding side is like, why don't these fucking people tell me what's going on?
I mean, we've talked about this before, and what I tell you is that yes, you attract these types of people, but I think in their circle, in their lives, they don't have people like you as much, or if any, that communicate that way. And so even by you being like, there's nothing you can tell me that I won't understand, like that is still off-putting to someone because they're like, what does he want? Or like
They don't trust it.
they don't trust it because they're not surrounded by people like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's you reminded me of the thing. It's like you've disconnected your ego from a lot of these things where like I think that like you're not, you know, that if you've disappointed someone, it's not because like you did like you didn't do something well enough or something like that.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm not worried. Yeah, you're right. Because I don't tie my self-worth to their response at all.
Exactly.
I don't spend any time being like, now I may be like, oh, fuck, I don't want to tell my boss I made a mistake. And I do have an issue with when I feel like I made that mistake out of negligence. But at the same time, I'm still pretty quick to be like, yeah, I fucked it up. Like, I'll tell them. I'll just tell them. Because I don't like sitting with the, like, they don't know I made the mistake and I'm waiting for them to figure out that I made it. I'm like, hey, before you guys even get to that footage, fuck this up. I missed it. I actually recently had that. I had my boss call me and be like, hey, this list of scenes, I don't see this scene shot with it, which in our particular show is not the end of the world if one couple didn't shoot a particular scene because of the way we shoot it. But he's like, I don't see this in the footage. Are you sure it happened? In my head, I'm like, we did a lot that day. I don't remember. But instead of trying to come up with an excuse, I was like, it was a lot, man. I probably skipped it. I'm really sorry. It doesn't take me long to get to like, what's a possible option? I fucked up. I probably fucked up. That doesn't mean I'm a bad producer.
Exactly. That's
I know
the part
that.
that I think a lot of people aren't
I
able
turned
to
in
jump to.
98% of my day.
Because
Yeah.
people are so like concerned that these types of mistakes say something about their self-worth.
Goodness gracious!
So then
What a
it's
what a tumultuous.
That's why a lot
Life.
of people are like, yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was gonna say a smaller word, and then I decided life was like all the time to
Yeah.
be worried that everything you say to somebody or that every bit of news you give to anyone, especially, I
Yeah.
understand at work. I get it a little bit at work because your job's on the line. That's your well-being,
Sure.
your life, your livelihood, you know? You don't want to say the wrong thing and lose your rent. Let's be fair. That's legit.
Sure.
But to a friend, to not be able to bring the bad news to a friend, I'm like, man, that's hard for me to wrap my brain around.
Yeah.
I've fucked over some friends before, but I couldn't live with not telling them or not keeping them up to date, you know? Hey, this is what happened. It was fucked up.
Well, I will say, like, for my bridesmaid drama that I've already talked about before,
Right.
I knew going into it that it would probably end up with her being like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. But I was still like, for my peace of mind, for our wedding day, I do not want someone in the party who I'm like hesitant or scared isn't going to be there.
Right, that you
or
can't trust.
play the role of bridesmaid.
Right.
But I was like, but you're more than welcome to be a wedding guest. Like, I didn't say, like, don't come to the wedding or anything like that. But that to her was like, a fuck you, we're done.
Right.
So people just handle things differently. And
They do. And I think that is what's extra frustrating is because it's not as if this position of confidence and ego detachment happened the day I was born. You know, this was a skill set that I developed over time of getting my feelings hurt, of being a liar for a really long time, and getting past all of that and kind of being sober from deceit in a way has given me room to be like, yo, I don't even mess with the drug of mercurial what's going on. In order for me to exist healthily, I gotta be transparent. It's all gotta be out. That's how I've gotta be. So I understand that that's not everybody's situation. I think it's about being more patient with that.
Yeah, because I mean, you being super open and honest is not going to, people are going through what they're going through.
Sure,
I mean, I think that you being a good example is extremely admirable.
but all you're
gonna
do is
do
leave
it
the door
regardless.
open.
Exactly, but like how people respond to it is their own shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's true. Yeah.
And I think I just wish I was better because I'm not because you don't know those people until the bad news happens that they don't tell you.
that's why The Bachelor doesn't work.
What?
The Bachelor doesn't work.
What does this have to do with that?
Just like none of the real shit happens on The Bachelor, so you don't know anyone until something bad happens.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
true. No,
continue.
you're right. No, I was confident you were tying it back to something we were talking about, but I didn't get the reference. You're right. It's not based on the day that goes badly, which is when you learn far more about somebody. And that's what I think is frustrating is you can build a really strong relationship with someone. Fuck, you're right. This is a lot like The Bachelor. You can build a strong relationship with someone under the best of circumstances. And then things
Right.
go fucking awry. You find out how they respond under those circumstances and you're like, whoa, wait. This is what happens when the building's on
Yeah.
fire. You start going, it's like,
Yeah.
I've got to calm now. Okay, well, I didn't know you were like that because when the
Yeah.
building wasn't on fire, you were cool.
You were so cool, yeah, no.
And then all of a sudden, and I wish I'm just like resentful that I'm not better at smelling it before it gets there. Of like, oh, you're going to be one of those people who can't tell me the truth when it's a hard truth, huh? So I know now not to trust you with anything super important because why would I trust someone like that with something really big? We could be friends.
Yeah,
You
but I
know?
just think that's part of being human beings. Like, people show different colors at different times
Right.
sometimes, and then you find out down the line, like, oh, you're not someone I can trust with, you
Right.
know, real shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're just someone who's fun to party with. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately, sometimes it takes longer to figure that out.
yeah.
And for them to reveal themselves like that, like I think that is super right. That people reveal themselves at different times.
Yeah. Based off of what you said, like, everyone's going through different shit in life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, everybody's got their own thing. That's why they don't care about yours. Almost always. And that's the thing that I think is tough for me. I'm one of those people, and this is like me admitting a real fault of mine. Man, I know I'm like this. It's fucked up. I get really bummed when people don't care about my shit as much as I do. It gives me, I get so upset. Like a kid, like a little kid. I'm like, And you know what it is? It's because I'm going like, the thing I like is fucking cool. And if you guys were cool, you'd be as into it.
Right.
And so it's a reflection on the fact that either you're not paying attention or you're not cool or you're stupid. I'm like judging you so harsh because it's like, I know the quality of the thing I'm telling you about. And I'm not talking about like music. Like I'm hearing a song and you don't like the song and I'm like, you're dumb. Not like that. I mean like bigger stuff. Like the idea of like, I'm not trying to get political at all, but like the idea of like universal health care and everybody having it and us finding a way to get there. The idea that anyone would ever be against that is so hard for me to wrap my brain around, no matter what they've heard. I'm like, okay, so you've heard all the bad news, but aren't you like, we should still figure out a way to get that fucking done?
Right.
Everyone should have it, despite whatever you heard is the obstacle.
The problems,
to like,
it's like, but just conceptually, don't you like the concept?
And then I'm like, why aren't you as into, like, do you know that there's people who have many times run and put things up to vote for it, but just like, you just don't care about it as much as I do. And when you see me all hyped up about it, you're kind of like, oh, isn't that cute? And I'm like, it's every American's health. What are we talking about? This is not, how is this even partisan? How are we divided? Everyone should be able to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
I feel like a crazy person. and that's a big thing. But there's other things in life that I kind of get that thing and I get all excited. Other people kind of get excited with me. And then I show up on the day and my excitement's at 9 and everyone else's is at 5. Because I was like, this is going to be the coolest thing ever. And they were like, this will be all right. And then the day that I need it done, they're like, then they're kind of there, you know, whatever. And then I get really like, emotionally kind of broken about it because I feel like I have to spend every ounce of energy I have encouraging, getting everyone on board. Like, come on, let's all work as hard as I work. It's so much it wears me out.
God, such a weird thing of growing up is just like figuring out like it's so much about creating a team around yourself of people that you like really trust.
Yep. Yep.
Because once that like that way you don't have to spend any time trying to encourage. It's like if you surround yourself with the right people, then everyone is self-generating their own excitement and like enthusiasm and for it to be good.
Yeah.
But if you get people who are in it, like if you're producing something and you get someone who's in it just like for the paycheck, when especially it's a smaller job. If it's a big job, I get that. Fine. But I'm saying when it's for a small project, you need to make sure that the people who are working on it actually believe in like the message of this product or project. Sure. Because if not, like, it's not like I'm going to pay you enough money to care.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, so at this point, if you don't really care about the project, it's going to be better if we just don't do this together right now. And that's fine. And that's fine.
Which is why I'm actually all or nothing with pay on stuff. You either get paid a real pay, something, or you don't get paid. I really think so. Because when you get people working for peanuts, because they're like, we want to give you something. Nah, dude. And if they get that money, that needs to come after they've already signed up to do it for free. Have everybody sign up to do the gig for free and then be like, we're going to pay you $200 a week. And you're like, okay, that's a cool bonus. I didn't know I was going to get that. But hiring people for $200 a week is a terrible idea. They'll resent it. It's not a good system. I think you should have people working from their heart and soul because they care about it. This all depends on the size and scale of the project. I'm not talking about like a major thing that would be 40 hours a week. But I mean like, hey, we're going to shoot a short film this weekend. I'm either going to pay them like I would pay industry people, or I'm not going to pay anyone. 0. One or the other. And across the board, so it's equal. I would very rarely do the I'm not going to pay anyone thing. I would more likely do the thing where I'm going to pay everyone the industry rate, which is not that much in the scale of making a thing. And I don't mean the top industry rate, but I mean an industry rate, something fair, you know, but I'm not going to give everybody $30. No way. I think it's bullshit.
I think that's interesting. And I think that it's kind of a part of the pitch when you're saying what the project is going to be and be like, yo, this is an insulting rate. I understand it's an insulting rate. And if it's not something that you're able to swing right now, I get it because I understand that you're an extremely talented, busy person. But if you dig the project, out of respect, I'm going to throw you this amount of money for giving up any fraction of your time. And I think that it's just, and I think shouting it out at the very top and being like, this is insulting. Because then it's also kind of like you deserve far more money. And in the future, I really hope that I'm in a position to give you all of that money.
Sure.
But with where we're at right now, like this is the amount that I can give you.
And I'm going to tell you that I respect that because that's what I've fucking done. And I've gotten my ass kicked for making that choice because they say yes. And then later, once they get into the project, they decide that's actually an insult, like you said. And you know what? If that's how it's going to be, no. So it needs to be all or nothing. You're here because you love it. And you know what? If we make money later, I'm going to cut you in on it for sure. If we end up making a project that we all made for free on the weekend and it makes me $1 million, you can bet your ass everyone on that weekend is going to see a piece of that for sure. But hey, man, this is all I can give you for now. But later, more is coming. I thought that was a great fucking argument. A great argument. And I thought that would encourage that person to work harder to create more revenue. Therefore, with that guarantee that when that revenue exists, you will get that extra piece. But when you hire a cheap ass person and you pay them a cheap ass rate, you will get cheap ass work from them unless they have all the integrity in the fucking world. And they show up with
But you don't want to be hiring those people anyway. Those people who are like not like.
If you have all the integrity in the world and all the talent and they're willing to work for cheap, yes, Jasmine, hire them. There's like 8 of those people.
I don't know. I think it really matters about who you surround yourself with.
I guess so. I've not met a lot of those folks outside of school. At school, everyone was willing to do like an Oscar-worthy performance for nothing because it was fun.
People were able to find like a whole school's worth of people who felt that way about art.
Yeah, because they went around the country and drafted the best people from every single of the best programs.
Which is what our job is as artists, to find those people and create a team. That's why like great filmmakers work with the exact same people every time. Yeah. Because once you find them, you find them.
Yeah. You're 100%. I mean, that's why Kyle is on every fucking thing that I do. Yeah. Because once I figured out that we work well together,
it's huge.
Yeah. Someone asked me onto a new project. They're like, you need an assistant. I'm like, I want Kyle.
Yeah.
First. And then they're like, well, we can't hire him, blah, blah, blah. We have to hire this other person who already works the company, something. Then we'll go with that. But like, no, he's my first one all the time because it's like, I don't have to spend time educating him on how I work.
Yeah. And and you're gonna surround yourself with more and more of those people the older we get. I really believe that.
No, you're right. You just got to go through all the ones that
you do. You have to go through a bunch of shitty people who don't have any integrity and say that they're hard workers, but they just like to think that they're hard workers, and then you put them to the test, and
then they do coke in the bathroom.
Sons of
bitches. Okay, so last segment, last thing we want to do. We weren't going to do this with you, but I feel like you requested it. So we're going to play Smash or Pass.
Let's go.
It's for you.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah. Smash or Pass. Smash or Pass. It's time to play that Smash or Pass. You know it's Smash or Pass. Smash or Pass. It's where we pick between Smash and Pass. And if this segment is not your style, direct all your hate to Uncle Kyle. Kyle made us do this. It was Kyle.
So we have a very special Smash or Pass. Normally, Kyle will pick some underage people.
I saw that segment.
Yeah.
And I played the entire game of Harry Potter. And I was going to text it to you guys every time. I told you the first one, but I was like...
That is so cute.
I was like, God,
I didn't know like anyone except for one.
If you're watching this now, play along. Put it in the comments below of whether or not you would Smash or Pass each of these villains. We're playing Smash or Pass bad guys and bad girls.
Such a good category. Yes.
It's pretty good.
Good.
This one's pretty easy for me, but we're going to go ahead and start with this is Killmonger from Black Panther.
Smash.
Michael B. Jordan. Let me get the...
Absolutely. He was such a good villain in that.
Hold on, I'm going to go like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Here, I'm going to do this one more time.
I also felt like I wasn't going to be fun to play this game with because I answer so quick. Like, I'm not going to, like, I just am like, no, immediately.
I think that's fine.
That's okay. You don't have to take time to think about it. You can treat it like
For
a
me,
lightning round.
the reason why I was so slow is because I didn't know any of the people.
Yeah.
I know that's a brutal place, especially because they were like, it's not the actor, it's the character. And I'm
Right.
like, well, she
Thank
doesn't
you,
know the reference at
Jasmine.
all.
Exactly.
It was like really hard.
So
It was a struggle for me.
we can agree
Yeah.
this is just like smash across
Smash.
the board, right? Like what are we talking about?
Kyle,
Okay, well, also just to clarify, because you did just say it's the character, so you're fine that he has killed hundreds of people.
Whatever.
yeah,
Okay,
we're good.
I'm not marrying him.
We're good.
I mean, my answer is Smash too, so it's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify.
It's not a soulmate level
It's
match,
not
Kyle.
like we have to talk after.
This is look at this fucking
Next.
He's who's such a good villain.
guy. Oh my
That-
god, fantastic.
So, really quick, a quick disclaimer. I tried to make this difficult and find villains that no.
Bruce from
Kids is not a
Finding
part of the
Nemo.
game. It is not. Anyway,
Bruce
I was tried to find villains that would be make you think a little bit. But
Okay.
I think they're mostly all hot, and it's really hard to find a. It's really hard to find an ambiguous villain where you don't have
They're
a
either
hard
hideous.
Got it.
Can we
or-
add when we think of ones can we add them? and
If
just
if we get to the end and there's some that you were
Yeah.
inspired to think of and
okay,
didn't
fine.
come up.
I get it.
All right, next. Ooh,
Pass.
Pass.
I don't get it.
you don't get it. Kylo Ren,
Pass.
are you just out of curiosity? Are you a full pass on driver all the time?
Yes, for me. I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I
He's a
sometime-
Marine.
He did one. I think it was a watch ad, and I was like, "You look good in that."
Okay. So we have him with the right watch,
so you would
maybe.
smash in that watch ad.
Watch out, Adam.
Amazing.
Next.
Get back in that commercial,
Yeah, right.
Mister.
Did you lose your deal?
Babe,
Need it
how
back.
about you?
Oh, probably.
You would smash?
I'm a really big fan of his angst.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of his angst, and I'm very curious what it would be like to fuck anyone with the Force. Like he knows how to move shit with his mind,
Right. That's interesting.
Wow.
which means it doesn't matter how many hands he
Okay.
has.
That's a really good point.
It's a pass. for
He's
me.
not my first Jedi pick, but yeah, I mean, that's
a
what's up.
Interesting Jedi point, though. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. Do you know what movie this is from? You know who this is.
Yeah, but what movie is that? Is it Marvel?
No. It would be a marvel if you had seen this. You know what this is from?
Yeah,
thi-
I knew Candy wouldn't have seen it, but I thought maybe Jasmine.
What is
Yeah,
it
I
from?
thought maybe you would too. This is Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Oh, I
King
don't
Kong ain't got shit on
think
me.
I have seen that.
Yeah, 100% smash. And I definitely think you guys should watch it.
I'm a smash on Denzel in every movie
Right?
ever. Like I love him.
Yeah, 100%. Remember the Titans?
Flight.
Mm.
In Flight, he was hot in Flight.
No.
You're not on Denzel?
Have you heard his voice?
My man.
Yes,
on.
of course.
Denzel.
You're like, join
Yeah.
us.
Come on.
Baby, come here, baby.
No.
You ain't ready to get
He's
equalized?
a pass for me.
You're not ready to get equalized? 2?
Yeah.
All right.
Random fun fact, really quick. Equalizer
Yeah.
2 is the only sequel Denzel's ever done.
Hot.
Amazing.
Oh.
Okay, I actually was hoping we were going to get some Disney villains in there.
Sure.
So, fantastic.
For those
Scar.
listening, Scar from The Lion King.
Oh man.
He's an animal?
It's, okay, you
Once
don't need to
again-
do that because then it feels
once
like
again-
bad to say smash.
Once again, you don't.
It's like we're doing
It's
the-
arbitrary. You don't need to get into the
Exactly.
details of
The problem
whether
is
they're a kid,
personality.
whether it's an animal.
you take the literal sex out of this game, Kyle, and
That's
that's,
the
all the
game.
fun for me.
That is the game. If you watch anyone else play it, they're not thinking. I
All
wanna-
right, I'll fuck this lion. God.
Good. Okay. So he's super angsty.
I love Jeremy Irons' voice.
He's super angsty. His voice is super hot.
Fucking
He's
hot.
sexy.
But he's also like, is he confident? I don't know.
No, he's super
No.
insecure.
Exactly, which is why it's
Cowardly.
like pass because
Yeah, he
his
might turn-
vibe is is
He turned out to be a little bitch.
exactly, and I would hate
No,
that.
You're right.
I agree. Yeah. His voice super sexy
Smash.
though.
Scarface. Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Do you wanna, baby? Do you wanna get this?
Pass.
Cubano man.
I
Do you
know
wanna
who
get
it
him?
is. Who is that?
This is Al Pacino playing
Scarface.
Tony Montana.
Oh, no.
Tony
Have you seen this?
Montana.
Okay, no, God, he's so.
He's not your type. No, you're right. He's so not your type.
Okay.
No.
I feel like he's my type.
Yeah, no, you absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
I know.
No question.
With that big pile of cocaine.
Next.
I like that.
Ah.
Oh my god, what's happening? Yeah,
I can't see.
this is Kate Blanchett playing Hela from Thor
So
Ragnarok.
good.
I haven't seen it.
She has, I think she looks a lot hotter with her hair down. As much as I love a funky hat,
Yeah. She's so badass.
she can
in this
also,
movie.
yeah, she's magic. Also, she can like summon things, mostly blades, but
Can I
yeah.
look at it?
Mostly blade.
yeah, but
She-
I'm into it still.
Damn.
I'm not into girls, but I would smash.
Smash though, right? For
It's a
sure.
hell of a costume.
Hella costume. That's right.
God. Oh, and what is she holding?
Like knives. She has these big long ass knives that she
Yeah,
summons out of her
she's
hands.
super fucking badass.
And she kind of is one of those villains that shows up and is like, "Oh, what have you all been doing? Like fucking around trying to kill each other." And then it's like, blah, like kills everybody.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, she's badass.
She would be so dominant.
Oh yeah, for
know
sure.
if I
She's
would
like
like
the
that.
ultimate dominatrix. Marvel. Like maybe more than anyone else.
Yeah. I agree with that.
All right, we gotta go to the next one.
Got it. Fine.
You're in?
I
Smash City?
don't think so.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is
Is this from Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe?
Yeah, that's the White Queen.
No.
Pass.
I don't
That's
know
a
who that
quick
is.
pass.
Pass.
No.
She's not.
I don't like the Christian overtones in the
also
story.
So mean in a not hot way.
Yeah, pass.
Like icy. Like she looks
Yeah.
Literally,
icy.
what a bitch. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yep. If you're watching
Immediate
ever,
smash for Rob.
Jeremy Jam from Parks and Rec, he's like Leslie's nemesis.
Yeah. Pass.
Oh man, all day.
Pass.
You'd smash?
What's up? You don't.
Pass.
He loves Asian.
I know.
stuff.
Pass. He's terrible.
Like that's gonna get her. Like the fuck.
So neither of you is going to be very interested.
Yeah.
Does it
It's a
do anything?
pass.
It's a hard pass. A really hard pass.
Wow.
Fantastically. You're like easy all day.
I'm just like,
long.
I just don't want to stop looking at him.
That's
Ah,
weird.
he's a fucking man.
That's a good one.
The best.
What the fuck?
That one was for you, Rob.
This, I don't know who this is.
I couldn't find a great picture. I don't remember her name, but she's the villain in
Hunger Games?
I believe it's GoldenEye. It's like one of the first Pierce
Oh,
Brosnan.
it's Xena Onatopp.
yeah, on a top.
It's Famke Janssen.
Famke Janssen. yeah.
Famke? Is that right?
I'm not totally.
I've said Famke my
I'm
whole
gonna
life.
say
I'm not totally. I've always said
pass.
Famke, but I don't know for sure.
Wow, it sounds like the drink.
For
Juana
context,
Famke?
her thing was that she crushed men with her thighs
Yeah,
during
to
sex.
death. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
dude.
That is
That
her
you the
thing.
context.
That's why
Yeah.
she's on a top.
Wow.
I know, like even just the way that she's like going about that whole thing.
What do you think, Jasmine?
It's a pass.
You want to see a magic trick?
You're gonna pass on Heath
gonna make-
Ledger's Joker?
No, I'm not going to pass on Heath. I'm passing on
The Joker?
smashing the Joker.
Okay, that's probably smart.
hard pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass too. I
That's
just don't think I'm
creepy.
prepared.
I can't.
Plus the makeup is like I don't like dirty looking boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He looks
he's
dirty.
super
That's
fucking
fair.
dirty
Great
looking.
suit.
fair.
Not really.
Same. Even
Jared-
worse. Jared Leto Joker.
It's a pass. It's
Pass.
because it's
Pass.
the character, really.
Yeah,
I'm not
not
trying
into
to.
it.
Okay, but what about
If
Jack
it was
Nicholson's
Joaquin, I
Joker?
don't know what would happen.
No, none of the Jokers.
Joaquin.
No. Fuck that guy.
I mean,
Smash that dude. Arthur is fucked up.
yeah.
He's the worst of
I just
them. Yeah.
love Joaquin
Ooh,
Phoenix.
here's an easy smash.
What is that from?
This is from WandaVision, and
was
this
Agatha
is Catherine
all along.
Hahn.
Seen WandaVision.
It's great.
So good.
I know.
Catherine Hahn plays this like witch character.
Smash.
She's amazing.
She's so cool.
She's super badass, and I met her in person, and she's really pretty, and she's amazing. So
Can you turn it towards me?
yeah, for sure.
Damn. Cool fingers.
Yeah, and she's she's very manipulative and twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Is that it, Kyle? I think that was it. Yeah.
One more.
No, that's all I have.
Who's the bad guy in Inglourious Bastards?
Oh,
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah. I feel like that's an easy smash.
That is.
Does everyone
good.
agree?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know who that is.
Yeah, if you want to get
She's never
choked
seen
out
it.
to death.
No.
Oh my God,
No, but
Kyle.
his vibe, like that man has confidence.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And he has like his own set of morals, which I don't have those same morals, but I love that he has his
He is
thing going on.
principled.
Yeah, he's principled in his own world.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, is he?
Yes,
Because he sells out in his entire country at the end.
His values are to himself, not to Germany. That doesn't mean he doesn't have principles. His principles lie
His
in
values
his
are for
own-
himself.
Yes, that's right.
Secretly.
right?
I like that.
He's like a Shakespearean character. No,
he's an amazing.
he's Falstaff, man. He's like he's his own version of like get on the winning side and stay there. You know?
Yeah, but
He's smart as
I like
fuck.
an
'Cause
honest
he knows he's
villain.
gonna
smart
lose.
as fuck.
He gives up in the end because he knows the side he's on is about to lose.
There's some.
Oh, that's true. That is. It's not like it was his ultimate
He's a
goal.
self-preservationist.
That
man.
is true.
That's it.
Okay, I can
And
get
can you
behind
blame a
that.
man?
Smash?
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah. why
Hans
not?
Landa,
Be interesting very interesting.
for sure. This was really fun.
This was really fun.
I really appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on this show.
Yes. So
So,
happy you're here.
Me too. This was a blast.
Yes. We'll have you on again.
For sure.
Hell yeah. I'm super down. This was a
Yay.
good time.
We're gonna play a different card game.
Yeah, no, this was a.
We're not gonna be getting deeper.
I would be interested in doing this like off camera. I don't
Sure.
want this. I don't want any record of that.
Sure.
Sure. That makes
Sure.
sense.
I'll
But
see
I'll
what I
play.
can do.
We'll do this after.
Sounds good. Just get. Can you? Just. Can you? Thank you for watching this clip from We're New. Click
We're new.
here for other clips.